What you see now is, first of all, most advertising is not for packaged goods anymore. Secondly, the media we have to use are vastly more variegated. And in many cases, the actual decision to purchase now takes place within our own purview and our own area of control. Paul Feldwick, a great advertising guru, refers to the two roles of advertising communication being to create both sales and saleability. And what we realise is we actually need now to have a much more balanced understanding of both. Conventional packaged goods advertising basically operated in a world where saleability translated fairly well into sales. There was a fairly good proxy for sales. What we realise now is we're in a world where actually you may actually be attempting to create one without the other. Just as there's no point in selling something that actually nobody wants, for which there's no basic desire, equally you can do the opposite and you can actually create desire for something without actually creating the means for people to act on it. Now this is partly interesting just as an advertising agency issue for conventional clients. I think there's also a more important social question to be asked, which is that it's quite easy to create basic human desire for change without providing the mechanisms, means and moments by which people can change. So one of the great things discussed is the gap in, for example, the climate change debate between the behaviours that people want to exhibit and the behaviours they actually exhibit. And actually being able to marry the understanding of both, actually being able to change desires but also being able to actually provide the choice architecture and the nudging and the context by which people can actually act on those desires is absolutely essential. Doing one on its own no longer works anymore. What we really need is people with a talent for understanding what it is that causes people to act. Importantly, most importantly of all actually, what it is that it actually encourages people to act differently. There are very, very strong human biases towards doing the same as last time, if it worked reasonably well last time. So at some level, the talent to actually get people to try something different, to do something differently, actually what you might call salesmanship, is essential to all human progress. It's not enough simply to have a great idea. If you don't have the corresponding talent to get people to act on that idea, the thing doesn't work. If you want a very brutal soundbite, nobody would have heard of Jesus if it wasn't for St. Paul.